Okay, today is Friday, March 12th, 21, and I have a few stocks on the main list. I will also be considering number 5 setups with OTCs. There was actually some very nice OTC runners the other day. I added them to the watch list. It's updated with the new ones. The OTCs are still running. It's just not, too crazy like it used to be. So also consider it for number 5 patterns. And being a Friday, there is a chance that things can go very well on the long side, but the only thing that is against this is if the overall markets continue to struggle. So we'll just see exactly how that plays. It might try to make a double top. I don't know. It really could do whatever it wants. NLSP is a first day, green day, and this will be one of those type of stocks that I'll look forward to if it does like a nice breakout over the pre-market highs, and maybe it keeps running. Who knows? Maybe it rejects it. We'll see. ENTX is the second day. Not too interested in this one, to be honest. It did a nice run yesterday. I just don't like how it traded so much after hours. It came really close to where it was previously. SEEL is a first day stock. Not too interested. Don't like it too much. Long-term chart isn't bad, but 445 will be that level to crack. If it could do that, maybe it can make a nice run. I tried here before and it failed. GME, probably not going to trade this. It's just something I'll be watching, or I'll just move it to the other screen. Yeah, so this is where I'm at right now. Listed stocks and OTCs. I'm kind of divided between the two. We'll be very interested if NLSP breaks the day high. Other than that, this is where I'm at. Alright, it's 9:41 a.m. and just was a little bit of a train wreck. Just kind of not really, didn't really know what was going on too much. ETFM, there was a lot of stocks dropping, and there are some other ones that might have been even better, but I liked this one because it did it yesterday, so it's kind of like proven itself to not be like a TSMPD fake number 5 type of thing. So I learned something new. I went ahead and I bought, I tried to buy 90,000 shares at, 101, so that was the exact time, 9:36, right about here, right? So I went ahead and took a buy, probably right there, 101, and I eventually sold at 104. I tried to sell when it was much higher, but I didn't know what was going on because I had it clicked somewhere else, and because I had it clicked somewhere else, I didn't know which one I had it in. I'm not sure where I had it, but anyway, just confused the crap out of me. So that was the issue with that. So when I found out that I actually only had 30,000 shares instead of 90, I went ahead and I sold those 30,000 shares immediately, just because just wasn't my position size and was kind of thrown off with everything going on. So I went ahead and I changed this so that this thing will only show, I forgot where I did it, but I did it so it will only show stuff for today. For a moment I was confused because I saw yesterday's trade and I thought I actually got in the trade 2 times because I tried buying earlier, right, ETFM, but something went wrong with this, and it just like I didn't know if the order was going through or not. It seems like maybe it was just something that was hard to get in and out of. I'm not extremely sure what the issue was, but that issue shouldn't be a problem anymore because now I have it adjusted to only show me orders for today and not the past 5 days or whatever, so that way I'm not thrown off. But this was a number 5 pattern from point, I guess from 99 to 100 and 110, so that's pretty nice. And I sold at 104 just because it was kind of thrown with it. Tried to sell higher, but again I was trying to sell more than what I had in my account just because I was thrown off with the whole partial fill thing. But now I should be ready to not have an issue with that anymore. It's a very small $9 profit considering it was a small size, but it went through. GME, don't want to trade it. SEEL It's doing a nice comeback. NLSP was like right at its highs. It looks like it actually failed to do that 680 breakout, but it could be trying again right here to make another move up. And the other stock I was looking at for number 5 was CCTL. I just didn't like the mess it was doing here. It looks like it was not very volatile, and it kind of looks like it skipped on air right here. So glad I didn't trade that one. Another one that I was looking at was VBHI, which did one definitely. 25 to 34. This one was pretty nice if you ask me. Another one, FORW. I don't know how this one did. This one did it too. 48 to 56. Did I do INTV? INTV was the other one, but this one kind of didn't have volume. I don't know. It just kind of skipped on air. Not too sure about what happened to that one. That was the other one I was very close to buying. The next one, I think that was it in terms of what I really liked. I think the issue of VBHI, the reason why I didn't trade it, because it was, even though it was down a bunch, right, it was only on its second day. Yesterday was its first green day, so those are extra risky to take into consideration. So that was the issue with that. Traded ETFM again for another number 5 setup, partial position. I made $3 or $9. What was it? $9. So you know, that's fine considering what happened. Tried buying here. I didn't know what was going on. I'll have to look back, but yeah, it's a number 5 pattern. I'll still keep looking for more setups. Alright, it is 10:03 a.m. Really happy that all that fiasco happened there with that partial position. Now that I have Charles Schwab adjusted in the way that it's only going to show my you know, my order status for today, right? I'm not going to have that issue anymore. That was a great lesson to learn, to always make sure you can tell where your active orders are and make sure that it is only for the day, so it doesn't, you know, throw you off or make you see something that isn't true. NLSP, the only thing I really want to trade right now would be the stock. That's if it has like a very nice drop towards the 640s and it makes an inverse head and shoulders. It looks like it's starting to consider a drop there, and it doesn't have to completely go to the 640s. It could just break it and fail my pattern. I was looking at this for an inverse head and shoulders. This is clearly something else, and that's why you don't chase these stocks either. Again, wanted to see it do like an inverse head and shoulders. At a moment I thought, okay, this is great, but now this is not good. I wanted to drop towards the 640s. Some crazy people will be dip buying this because they think it's too much and it's just going to come back. It might, but that's kind of scary. I would have liked it if it dropped to the 640s, made an inverse head and shoulders, maybe copied to the shoulder a little bit, and then it could make a nice breakout over the day high. But this is not what I want. Already broke the head right here. Even if it's just a wick, I would consider that pretty bearish. If there's a VWAP, I'm going to guess it broke it. Yep. Here we go, guys. The VWAP broke. Time to sell. LDRCs are very interesting. I think this is a second day. I didn't add it to my watch list yesterday because it looks like it was done for. But I'm happy to see that it's making this nice move now. And I'll be watching this. This could be a very nice number 5 pattern in the future. I'll be honest, I thought number 5s were kind of done. They're not. They're still happening. Of course, you have to pick the best ones. You can't pick a stock like earlier. You could pick a stock that's down 10%, but now you have to find one that's really low, like 20% at least. So patterns are still working with OTCs, and I will consider them just because I've gotten better with those than listed stocks, and they're less volatile. They're more predictable. Again, pretty interesting move with LRDC. I might have said that wrong earlier. And SCEL, I did a nice comeback, right? But I don't really know what to do with it. I don't really want to trade it. Sure, in theory, it's holding this level, but you could have said, hey, it's going to hold this level, and it broke right through it. So this is where I'm at right now. NLSP really thought it could be an inverse head and shoulders. It could definitely spike from here, but it's just, I want to trade a nice pattern because they're just higher odds setups. Alright, it's 10:52. Really just learned a great lesson wanting to trade like very unvolatile stocks that are not really moving much. I bought EFIR right at 18, and I'm trying to sell back at 18, and the only thing that is going in my favor is that this pattern is not so bad because it's like a confirmed, not really confirmed breakout because it could fail, but it will be very early into the pattern if it does it. I took a buy at my buy was at, what time was it? It looks like 10:42, right? So I bought somewhere around here, and I bought at 18. And I'm just waiting. I'm probably routed through the Citadel guy. The only thing good for me is that the setup is not too bad. It ran up a lot yesterday, and it could very well continue a run, but it could also fail. And when it comes to these types of things, it's just better to not trade them. But if you have to, you should at least trade. Maybe buy at the bid and sell at the ask. No, buy at the bid. So that when your order gets entered, you're not gonna have to sell immediately at the other side, and I'll be happy. Oh, it looks like I got filled. Thank goodness. This thing could go to 20. I don't give. I seriously don't give a crap. I'm so happy that I got executed. It looks like I was maybe that Citadel guy. I don't know. These were some big buys. The pattern is still in effect. This thing could be a confirmed breakout. I'm very thankful the guy just got out of that. I already learned a lesson, and I didn't get completely screwed, so I'm thankful for that. This thing could be a confirmed breakout to where it's this is yesterday, ran up here, kind of got as high as 18, right? This one is now just trailing like right at the level, and it could in theory break out. We also have like a humongous wall. This is like the Great Wall of China versus the Berlin Wall. It's just not gonna be able to compete unless more ammunition is on the, from the Berlin Wall shooting at the China Wall, the Great Wall of China. So that's the thing going against it if the wall is destroyed here, but this is a very strong wall compared to this one. You just look at the size. You see this one is 5 digits, a 5-digit bidder right here, and we have some here. No, yeah, we have some, but that's the biggest one, I think. Yeah, that's the biggest one. We have a lot of people on the bid. That's the one good thing about this setup. I was able to get out. It should be a break-even trade, I think. I don't know how I made $12 doing that. I might just donate that $12 to charity, because that was that's just like, thank you for not having to sell on the bid, because that would have been pretty bad. Again, I just got scared out because this thing took so long. It's not volatile. I guess I made 2%, 2.86%. I don't know how. Let me take a look here. Yeah, it says I bought right at 18. I sold at 18. So there must have been something with like something beyond 18 that allowed me to sell for a profit there. And I traded a small position size because I knew this was going to be risky. But once I got in the trade, I just realized how much sketchier this thing is. It's not really risky, it's just sketchy because the volatility isn't really there. We do have the Great Wall of China here, and this thing could be a confirmed breakout, but the thing is that it could also not be. Maybe it'd be better to wait for a break over 19, but this is where we're at right now. And even if it breaks 19, if it doesn't have if the volume isn't there, it's not going to be a good setup. I think I'll donate that $12.50 to charity, because that was just very lucky. Still 17 to 18. There was one point here, right, today when it was actually, at least when I saw it, I guess it did it earlier, where it was actually trading 18 by 19, right? So that was pretty nice in and of itself. I don't know how I made money. It must have been something, because it was like 18 and then something something something, and then it was just happened to be a difference there. I doubt this is the type of broker that would pay you if you add liquidity, which was in theory my sell, but I don't think that was the case with this. I would like if there was something that could just calculate how many people, like when it's this much, you're like, which one is bigger? This one's clearly bigger because we have a 6,000 bidder here, and then we have no, not a 6,000, a 60,000 bidder, a 30,000. They only have a 25,000, and that's their biggest one. Citadel. I don't know, it's just sketchy trading this. And it is kind of, the issue now is that although we do have the Great Wall of China, right, this thing is taking very long now. You see how quick the movement was earlier. This is kind of taking its time. Volume is not that good. Good thing is that there's a lot of people on the bid, otherwise this thing could crack. I'll make an update and see what this one eventually does. It could still work out the pattern, the confirmed breakout, because it's just trailing above the highs of yesterday. A lot of people on the bid, and then there could be a lot of people here trying to hold this thing up in the bid and then maybe push it up and get it past 19 and make a run. But if the volume isn't there, dollar volume, if it's not there, it's probably not the best. Maybe it is trading a lot of volume, dollar volume, I don't really know. I don't know, dude. That looks like a period. If it's not a period, let's just do an estimate. This could be totally wrong. And let's just give it an average of 16. So what, it only traded like $1 million worth of volume? That's really not too bad, honestly. I don't know, it's just very, very sketchy. This whole thing was sketchy. It's funny that I actually made money off of that, but I'm probably just going to donate that to charity, because I was like, what the heck? Like, what in the world was that? Yeah, the thing going against is that's a big sell, and that's what I was scared of, right? These big sells, just like one humongous sell that's one more zero than that, just wipes everything out. But I'll make an update. I don't like how this is taking so long though, so if I wasn't out already, I would probably be trying to get out now. Alright, it's 11:12. Just wanted to record this action. Look at all these selling. This is exactly what I was fearing, and I'm happy I got out of my position when I did and actually sold for a profit somehow. Again, I'll be donating that to charity, just like a thank you, because I learned a lesson without getting completely screwed. Somebody just dumped their bag. Look at these numbers. What in the world? Now we have 17 on the ask. Imagine buying at 18, trying to sell at 16 now at the bid, and yikes. That's painful. That is so painful. I learned a great lesson. I've never seen that market maker before. That is a great lesson. It could have been excessive from the volume. Could have just been very excessive, but it could immediately come back because it was a bit excessive, or maybe that person has more to unhold. So Now we're seeing a lot of selling at 16. 16 is gonna get taken out. Now we're at 15. Is somebody gonna take 15? People are taking 15. Yikes. Yeah, I'll be donating that money to charity. Who knows how big that bag is? We do have some nice people at the bid, but if a guy has a lot of shares, he's gonna dump it. That was a sketchy trade. This is almost like trading like a halter. This is how sketchy this trade was. I don't think I've ever traded something this sketchy before. Had I have, bought at 18 and not sell till now at 15 at the bid, that would have been a 20% loss, I think. $17 is back at the ask. Are there any people who are gonna take it? Yeah, that was the issue. This thing was just taking too long right here. All of this was just taking too long to break past. It did it here, but it didn't do much better than that. Could have been a confirmed breakout. It could still do it later, but probably not right now. Not anytime soon, if you ask me, for my opinion, my guess. SCEL, nothing I really want to trade again. When I saw it, I was like, alright, well, it dips to 4, then it dips to 393, then it dips to 385. Finally held at the 385 level, right? So I had this spike there to 418, just a little less predictable than OTCs. Nothing I really want to trade. Then it had this uptrend. It could start putting up higher lows, who knows? It did kind of trail higher than this range here, so it could do something like that. NLSP actually turned out to be the disappointing NASDAQ stock. SCEL turned out to be better, and that is not what I was thinking it was going to do, so that's impressive. Yeah, NLSP could try cracking this 530 level and downtrend, who knows? I can't short, don't want to short. LRDC just faded, and yeah, EFIR is 16 by 17. I'm gonna call it off. I'm gonna donate $12.50 to charity, just because I felt like I did not deserve that money. I got super lucky to get out at 18 after buying at 18 in the ask, and somehow made a profit from that. And yeah, just really thankful that I was able to get my order executed there. I'll definitely be donating to charity. It's just so sketchy when it's 16 by 17. That's a wide, didn't seem like much at the time, but it's a pretty wide spread on a stock that trades very slowly. Very slowly. Alright, I'm going to call things off right here.